Look, if you've spent more than 5 minutes on social media lately, you've probably seen the same tired loop of people standing in front of rented Lamborghinis telling you that you can make 10 grand a week by just prompting a chatbot. It's absolute rubbish. It's noise. And frankly, it's exhausting. Most of the people calling themselves AI experts aren't actually making money from AI. They are making money from you. They are selling you the dream of a magic button that does the work for you, but they're really just selling you a course on how to use a tool that's already free. By 2026, the era of the prompt engineer making a fortune by typing, "Write me a poem," is dead and buried. The real money, the actual measurable wealth being generated right now, isn't in the hype. It's in the plumbing, it's in the architecture, it's in the way people are moving actual value through these new systems. And the most important thing you need to understand, if you have anywhere between 10,000 and 50,000 pounds to play with, is that you don't need to be a coder to capture this. You don't need to be building the next GPT-5. You just need to be the person who knows how to hook it up to a real-world problem that people are actually willing to pay to solve. When we talk about the AI landscape, you have to distinguish between the picks and shovels and the application layer. Think back to the gold rush. The massive wealth didn't just go to the guys who found a nugget in a creek, it went to the people selling the sturdy shovels, the denim trousers, and the heavy-duty picks. In our world, that's NVIDIA, it's OpenAI, it's Anthropic, it's the massive compute providers. They are the picks and shovels. They are incredibly profitable, but the barrier to entry for them is billions of dollars in hardware and PhDs. You aren't competing there. Unless you've got a massive VC war chest, stay away from trying to build the next foundational model. That is a losing game for almost everyone. The real opportunity for someone like you, an operator who understands business logic but doesn't necessarily write Python in their sleep, is the application layer. This is where the models meet the messy, unoptimized reality of the real world. This is where the gold is actually being extracted. This is where you take a powerful general intelligence like Claude or Gemini and you wrap it around a very specific, very boring, very profitable problem. There are 3 specific categories where I'm seeing capital and talent quietly compounding right now, and I want you to pay attention to these because they are much more stable than the hype. The first is automation services. This is essentially the new era of the digital agency. We are seeing a massive wave of businesses, think law firms in Manchester, logistics companies in Birmingham, or even local property management groups that are drowning in administrative cognitive load. They have processes that are still stuck in 2015. They have people manually moving data from emails into spreadsheets, or reading long contracts to find single clauses. If you can walk into a business and show them a bespoke automation workflow using tools like Make, Zapier, or even custom-built AI agents that can handle their intake, their scheduling, or their initial document auditing, you aren't selling AI. You are selling time. You are selling the removal of human error. This is high margin, low overhead, and you can start this with almost zero capital, just the cost of your own learning and a few subscriptions. The second category is vertical SaaS. This is the micro SaaS play. The goal here isn't to build a platform that everyone uses. The goal is to build a platform that one very specific group of people cannot live without. I'm talking about software specifically for dental practitioners, or perhaps an AI-driven inventory management tool specifically for small-scale boutique wholesalers. The beauty of the application layer right now is that the intelligence is already built. You don't have to invent the brain, you just have to build the body. You use APIs to plug in the intelligence, and then you build the user interface and the specific logic that makes it useful for a dentist. Because the intelligence is a commodity, your value lies entirely in the niche expertise and the workflow. If you can solve a problem for a niche that is currently underserved by the big clunky legacy software players, you have a massive defensible moat. The third category is AI native content and media. Now, let me be clear, I'm not talking about those low-effort, AI-generated spam blogs that everyone hates. I'm talking about high-fidelity, highly curated, niche media ecosystems that use AI to scale production without losing human taste. We are moving into an era where a single person or a tiny team of 2 can run a media brand that looks and feels like it has a newsroom of 20. You use AI to aggregate data, to transcribe interviews, to draft initial research reports, and to repurpose a single deep dive video into a newsletter, a Twitter thread, and a LinkedIn article. The value here is in the curation and the trust. The AI does the heavy lifting of the production, but the human, you, provides the editorial direction and the unique perspective. This is about owning the attention of a very specific, very valuable audience. Now, here is the part that people often miss. You have a window. There is a roughly 24-month window of opportunity for non-technical operators to move into these spaces before the gap between the tech and the user becomes much harder to bridge. Right now, the tools are still a bit clunky. They still require a human to glue them together. In a few years, the big players will have integrated these automations into the standard software we all use. But right now, there is a massive gap between what the AI can do and what a local business owner knows how to do. That gap is where the money is. You are the bridge, you are the translator. You don't need to know how a combustion engine works to be a world-class rally driver, and you don't need to know how a transformer architecture works to build a high-value automation service. You just need to understand the logic of the workflow and the pain of the client. So, how do you actually start? Don't go out and try to learn everything. Don't buy 100 courses. That's just a way to procrastinate. Instead, I want you to pick one of those three categories. Just one. If you like the idea of client work and high-touch service, pick automation services. If you like building products and scaling software, pick vertical SaaS. If you love storytelling and building audiences, pick AI native content. Once you've picked, I want you to commit to a 90-day learning sprint. For the next 3 months, your only job is to become hyper-competent in the tools and the workflows of that specific niche. If it's automation, mastermake.com and the OpenAI API. If it's SaaS, learn how to use low-code builders like Bubble or Flutterflow. Here is your concrete first move for this week. I want you to go out and find one person or one small business and simply ask them, what is the most repetitive, boring task you or your team does every single week? Do not try to sell them anything yet. Just listen. Listen to the friction. Listen to the frustration. That answer is your roadmap. That frustration is your first product. The wealth in the AI landscape isn't going to people with the most code. It's going to the people who can see the problem and know exactly which tool to plug into it. Stop watching the hype and start looking for the friction. Saved, content, scripts, episode 7, the AI wealth landscape. TXT 7452 bytes.